Hello, everybody. Welcome to Diego Knows. I am Diego, and today, of course, we're going to talk about Sex and the City, the original show from the late 90s and the early 2000s, back when the show was good. I am Diego, and I've seen every single episode of Sex and the City, so I know what I'm talking about. All right. I absolutely love the show, but I had a big problem with the way they were representing men on the show, so that's why I decided to do this YouTube channel so I could talk about Sex and the City. I already reviewed that piece of crap and Just Like Crap. I already watched that and reviewed all those episodes. Those are on this channel if you want to see what I thought about those episodes. But I decided I wanted to go back to the old school episodes and see how the characters first, met each other, all the stuff that was going on, all the drama that was going on, back then. Because I really liked the show. I did. I thought it was groundbreaking at the time. And, I learned a lot from the show, and I found it very entertaining, which was the most important thing. Okay, so what I decided to do here with this channel is I decided that I was going to talk to you about the episodes. Okay, I was going to watch every single episode all over again and kind of relive my youth and relive my past, because I was in my 20s back when I watched this stuff, when it first aired. And just kind of remember what the world was like back then, what these characters were going through, what I was going through, but mostly I wanted to talk about whether or not, the situations were realistic. Okay, now the show was written by gay guys, feminists, and lesbians. Okay, so the straight guy's voice wasn't really put in the show. There were straight characters in the show, obviously, but the straight men just weren't really a priority. Okay, they were caricatures of men. Okay, not realistic men. They didn't really act the way that the real men would act. Every once in a while they did, though, and when they did, I'm going to point it out here. Okay, that's basically what I want to do. Is I want to tell you from a straight man's point of view what I thought about the show and whether it was believable, and add in some of my own anecdotes about the show. Okay, to start off with here, the episode we're going to talk about today is from season 2. Okay, it is episode 17. The title of the episode is called 20-something girls versus 30-something women. Okay, so we're dealing with ageism in this episode. Okay, so the women are in their 30s, Samantha's in her 40s. Okay, and it's basically like, how does she feel about the younger generation taking over? Okay, the girls that are in their 20s replace the girls in the 30s. Okay, and that's just how life works. Okay, I always tell this to women, listen, be careful how you spend your youth, okay? Because when you're in your 20s, you think you're invincible, okay? All the guys are hitting on you, okay? You're at your highest sexual market value, okay? You're super good looking, you're youthful looking, you're full of energy, the world's full of endless possibilities, a lot of things that are happening to you are kind of new, okay? Be careful how you spend those times, okay? Because they will not last forever. Okay, eventually, you will be replaced. Okay? The guys that used to give you the attention aren't going to give you the attention anymore. Okay? They're going to give the younger girls the attention. Okay? That's what happens to everybody. Look at Hollywood actresses. Okay? That's what happens to them. Once they hit their 30s, boom. There's some other 20-something-year-old girl that's going to replace you. Okay? And they're going to get the acting roles that you used to get. Okay, that's kind of what happens. Okay, happens to guys too. All right, but women who tend to focus on their looks to get them everything, which unfortunately, let's face it, girls, a lot of you 20-something girls, you rely on your looks. Okay, y'all want to be fucking Instagram models and shit. Okay, I know this. I got sisters in their 20s. All right, y'all want to be Instagram models. Okay, y'all want to, you got guys in their 30s and 40s hitting on you, so you think you're the shit. Oh my god, Look at all these guys with money, all these guys that have access, they know people, they like me, because I'm the shit, and then you're in your 30s and those guys aren't coming around so much anymore. Then you're in your 40s and like, what the fuck happened? I'll tell you what happened. The 20-year-olds happened, okay? So be careful how you spend your 20s, okay? Be careful how you spend your 20s, okay? And I'm saying this for guys too, okay? As a guy myself in my 20s, I did a lot of stupid shit. Okay, if I'd known better, I wouldn't have done it, but that's just how you learn. Luckily, I survived it, mostly unscathed, I survived it from watching Sex and the City. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I survived it by learning from my mistakes, okay? We all make mistakes when we're younger, all right? So those of you that are young, I'm warning you right now, okay? You might think that you're riding the gravy train right now because you've got 600,000 likes on Instagram, okay? That shit ain't gonna last, okay? It's not gonna last. Be careful how you spend your 20s. Spend doing something productive. Work on yourself. Don't depend on other people, okay? Learn how to depend on yourself, okay? All right. So anyway, we're gonna talk about this episode here. To start off with, it begins kind of weird. This episode was directed by Darren Star, okay? And he created the show based on Candace Bushel's book, okay? He also created Melrose Place and some other shit too, He was a big name. I think he also did. Oh God, I think did he do Cagney and Lacey too? I'm not sure. Anyway, he was a protege of Aaron Spelling. Okay, so he worked like on 90210 and stuff like that. But anyway, he wrote this episode and he directed this episode. Okay, so it's actually a pretty good episode. All right, so it begins with like an homage to the Brady Bunch. Basically the story that's going on here in the Brady Bunch like opening is there's these couples that were screwing around with each other and they're trying to hook up with each other and stuff, and they all have a timeshare in the Hamptons. Okay, well because I guess one of the guys was cheating or something, nobody wanted to hang out there. Another couple didn't like each other. Blah blah blah. Whatever. The point is that they want to give up their timeshare. Okay, so Charlotte picked it up. They gave it to Charlotte for the month of August. Okay, so she's like, hey, let's go to the Hamptons for August. We'll stay over there. Blah, blah, I got a timeshare here. Blah blah blah. It'll be fun. We'll get away from the city, get away from the heat. Blah, blah, that kind of thing. And the girls initially don't want to do it, but then they say, oh fuck it, we'll go. What else we got going on in our lives? Not much, I guess. All right. So they're gonna spend their August in the Hamptons. All right. Now, Samantha has a 20-year-old, a 20-something-year-old assistant named Nina, okay? And Nina is just this fucking bitch, okay? She's just on the phone, in the office, just screaming out loud, talking about fucking shit. Yeah, I'll give you a blowjob. Just being a fucking kid, okay? A college-age kid. Just talking shit on the phone. I guess that's her boyfriend or something, and just being completely unprofessional, not respecting her elders at all. Samantha's like her employer, telling her what to do, and she's giving Samantha shit. She has absolutely no respect for Samantha, and that kind of pissed me off. Okay, I know Samantha's not, the paragon of virtue or anything like that, but god damn it, that's your employer. Okay, this bitch gave you a fucking chance. All right, and this is how you treat her. I mean, she's giving her first practical experience. Okay, people don't even get paid. Okay, once they're out of college to do this shit, okay? And when Samantha's paying her, giving her money, she's not an intern, giving her money to teach her the fucking business, and she treats Samantha like shit. Fucking unacceptable. I'm actually surprised. Samantha, being as alpha as she is, I'm surprised that she put up with it, really. I mean, she chews her out. She's like, hey, listen, I'm your employer here. You're going to do what I fucking say, I don't think you understand the difference between us, Nina. She's like, oh, I do understand the difference, okay? The difference is you waited in line at Studio 54. I waited in line at Studio 54, the movie. And you know what? So did I. I actually went to the theater to go see Studio 54, the movie. I went to the theater to go see it because I was like around Nina's age at that time. I was the kid back then. God damn, I feel old now. Shit. Damn, I feel old. But yeah, I saw the movie too. I was too young to go to the actual Studio 54. But yeah, I saw the movie. Good soundtrack, by the way. You make me feel mighty real. Make me feel mighty real. Okay, I love disco, sorry. Okay, anyway. Yes, I like disco. Straight guys can like disco too, all right? You can thank John Travolta. You can thank John Travolta for the reason that straight guys like disco, okay? All right, anyway, moving right along. So Samantha, I guess fucking barks some orders at her, and you see Nina leaving, like she's just grabbing her purse and getting the fuck out of there. So I'm guessing she quit. I think that's what happened. I think she just quit like right on the spot. But it's not solidified whether that happened or not. Okay, so Samantha complains to the girls about it. They've all got their summer dresses on. Samantha's pink. I think Miranda is like red or something, and Carrie's blue. They're Powerpuff Girls, all right? Their summer dresses, okay, and they got their luggage there, and they're going to the bus. They call it the Hampton Jitney, which is a big green bus. I guess everyone from New York that can afford to go to the Hamptons, that's rich, because these are all rich white people. Okay, they go to the Hamptons. Have you ever been to the Hamptons? Okay, that's like where rich people go. Okay, that's like a rich area in New York. All right, and so they all get on the bus to go over to the Hamptons. Okay, they call it the Hampton Jitney. Okay, I guess that's something that rich New Yorkers would know about, but us poor Mexicans would not know that. All right, so so they get on there, and Samantha's complaining. She said, "I gave this bitch her fucking first job out of college, and this is how she treats me." And I'm pretty sure she made a copy of my Rolodex. Which, if you're a PR person and your Rolodex ends up missing, that's your moneymaker, right? That's your lifeline. Dude, so I can imagine how much that would piss her off. When you're in that kind of a business, your clients, are your clients. Okay, if someone else takes those clients, they're taking money out of your pocket. So you got to guard that shit. You got to guard your contacts. It's true. Okay. So yeah, so she thinks she took the Rolodex, and she did. She did take the Rolodex. Okay, so next up, Charlotte shows up a little bit late, but she's there with some young guy who's in his 20s. His name is Greg. He's some good-looking young guy. I guess he has a place over there in the Hamptons too. So Charlotte's like all about him. She introduces him to the other women. You know, I say women because we're gonna actually meet some real girls in this episode. Okay, and she tells them, "Oh yeah, he's got a place over there. And by the way, I'm 27. I am 27." They're like, "Okay, Charlotte, you're 27." Right. I really don't think he thought she was 27, but he's playing along with it, so good for him. Okay, so they get over there. His name's Greg, by the way, Greg. They get over there, and the house smells like mildew, according to Miranda. She doesn't like it, but, you know, Miranda's just a bitch. Greg invites Charlotte to a bonfire they're having out at the beach later on that night. So they all agree to go to that. And like I said, she tells him, "Hey, I'm 27. I'm 27. Remember, I am 27. Okay. Whatever. Okay, so Charlotte invites the girls to the bonfire. Okay, and they start playing that song "Praise Me," you know, from the 90s, you know. God, I feel old. I like to praise you like I should. I like to praise you, dun dun dun. I have to praise you, dun, dun. I remember that song from Cruel Intentions. Remember that movie with Ryan Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon? Remember that one? Yeah, and Selma Blair? Yeah. Cruel Intentions. That song was in that sound. That movie came out around this time too. I remember watching that. I was in the Marines when that movie came out. I remember watching that over and over again, you know. Reese Witherspoon looked good back then. I think she met Ryan Phillippe in that movie, and they got married. Like right after that. They're divorced now, you know. Yeah, I remember that stuff. Yeah, that was a 20-something movie, yeah. And it was in New York. It took place in New York. So I'm sure if I researched it, I'm pretty sure I could find some crossover producers and shit from that show, from that movie and this show. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could. Okay. Cross promotions all the way. All right, so they're playing that song when they're in there, blah blah blah, whatever. The women go to the bonfire. They go out there, but you know, it's your typical 20s party. I went to those parties when I was in my 20s. You know, there's always people hooking up. There's always people bragging. There's always chicks throwing up. Actually, I was in high school. I saw a lot of shit like that, where some chicks just fucked up and they start throwing up, and some other girls holding the back of their hair. You know, that shit was all like in my 20s and in high school. Okay, so I totally related to all that stuff. The bonfires, the smoking weed, you know, the underage drinking, everyone's fucking each other. Yeah, I remember that stuff. I remember those days. Yeah, that was a while ago. But anyway, you know. But it was fun, you know. When you're a kid, you don't really pay attention to the consequences. You think you're gonna live forever. You think this party, this gravy train is gonna last forever. It doesn't, but you don't know that back then. You're just enjoying life, and you know that's the way it should be. It should be. You should enjoy your youth. You know, you just gotta be careful. You know, there's a lot of dangerous shit out there. You know. But, you know, so that's what they're doing. And obviously the women, you know, Carrie, Miranda, they don't, you know, Samantha, they don't feel like they belong here. Like, oh my God, these women are too young. These girls are too young. You know, this isn't our thing. The guys are all in their 20s. The girls are all in their 20s, you know, and they are not, definitely not. But there's this young girl there that introduces herself to Carrie. Her name's Laurel. And she's just like, she just worships Carrie. Oh my God, I read your column. I love Sex and the City. Oh my God, I want to be just like you. I want to write my own book. Can you mentor me while you're here? You know, can you teach me the ropes, you know, and show me how to do everything? But I want to follow you around everywhere. She basically wants to be her intern, her /slave, you know, /gopher, / you know, whatever, you know, personal assistant, whatever. And Carrie's she's flattered, but she's also like, damn, I feel old. Like, just like I do. She's like, damn it, I feel old now. This fucking little girl's fucking complimenting me on my work, wanting to be like me when she grows up. That means that I'm grown up. That means that I'm not young anymore. Hey, you know, I mean, I think age hurts women more than it does men. And I think it's just particular type of women. I think it's just the women that rely a lot on their looks. If your looks got you a lot of places in life, and let's face it, it does. You know, women out there, you got women, you know guys fall for this. They fall for looks all the fucking way. We're very visual. We see an attractive woman, you know, we see an attractive woman, you know. We want to, you know, make an attractive woman happy. Okay, so when you're young and you're beautiful, you know, if you tell us something, we're probably going to do it. You know, I mean, I admit it. Hey, I admit it. You know, we probably will do it. You know, you know, like I'm in my 20s and I see some gorgeous girl, like 21, 22, and she bats her eyelashes at me. I'm going to go up to her. Oh, hi, how are you doing? Hi, I'm Diego. Who are you? You know, I'm going to get nervous too. Shit, man. I was scared back then as well, but when you're a type of woman who has gotten so much in life because of her looks and her youth, her beauty, her vitality, okay, it's a very hard realization when you can't do that anymore. Okay, that's a sober pill to swallow, but it happens. It happens. So if you got nothing else going on for you except for that, where are you? That's the sad part. At least Carrie's got something. She's got her career. Okay, when she loses her look, she can still write. Okay, and that's a big thing, ladies. You got to plan for the future. Okay, you're not gonna look that great your whole life. Okay, you're not. All right, I'm sorry, but you're not. Just like me. I love kickboxing. I still keep in shape. I still work out. I still run. I still do all sorts of things. Okay, but I'm not fucking 19 anymore. Okay, I can't fight the way I did when I was 19. And someday I'm not going to be able to fight at all. I'm going to be too old. That's a sober realization for someone who loves to kickbox like I do. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow when that day comes and I just realize, damn it, you know what? I can't kick the way I used to anymore. It sucks, but that's what happens to everybody. So we go through it too. It's just a part of life. If you're lucky, you get to live to be old. If you're lucky, you get to live to be old. All right. So the next day, they come back to their place. They got drunk. The next day, Miranda wakes up first. She got her coffee. She goes outside. She steps in a bunch of puke. And she's like, what the fuck? And she's screaming over Charlotte, hey, Charlotte, someone just puked in front of our door here. And Charlotte's on the bed, and of course, fucking so's Greg. He's right underneath her in the bed, but she's got her clothes on. And they both got their clothes on, so I'm guessing they didn't have sex. Or maybe they did. They fucked with their clothes on, but they both passed out on the couch in the living room. And Charlotte on top of Greg. So they might have had sex. I don't know. We don't know. Eventually they do have sex. We just don't see it, but they do, And, Charlotte kind of reminds Miranda, I'm 26. She's like, what are you, like 25? She's like, no, I'm 27. I'm 27. Miranda's like, whatever. I'm surprised Miranda isn't more of a bitch. Because in this episode, she's there and she makes a couple of bitchy remarks, but she doesn't go full blown, selfish, why me? Why are men all pieces of shit? Like she doesn't go into one of those in this episode. Unusual. The fact that she didn't is what made me notice. Okay, so anyway, Carrie's there. She's looking at old pictures. She goes back to New York. I guess they're just spending the nights, their evenings there at the Hamptons. But during the day, they go back to New York. They go back to Manhattan to go work. And Carrie's back at her apartment. And she's looking through some old photographs of her, of Sarah Jessica Parker from the 80s. Because, she had a lot going on in the 80s. She was in Footloose. She was on some TV show called Square Pegs. She was in some fucking chick flick teen comedy with Helen Hunt. I forgot the name of it, but she's like a gymnast in that one. Girls that are out there, you know which movie I'm talking about. So she had quite a career in the 80s, and it was very well known that she was dating Robert Downey Jr. back in the 80s. They were in a very long-term relationship back then. They eventually broke up in the 90s because of his drug. Robert Downey Jr. was a big drug addict back then. But they were like this semi-power couple in the teenage movie actor genre. Robert Downey Jr. and Sarah Jessica Parker. They're like an item. I remember them from the 80s. Okay, they were like a big item. So that's going on. She's looking at those pictures from the 80s. And she says a lot of interesting things. She says that, when you're in your 20s, she's looking at the old pictures. When you're in your 20s, you have fresh experience, a consequence-free life, and endless possibilities. That's what life seems like, fresh experiences, consequence-free life, and endless possibilities, But then on the other hand, you've got sexual inexperience, bad, horrible apartments, and horrible fashion, which is true, man. You ever look at yourself? When I look at pictures of myself from the 90s, oh my God, dude. Hey, for those of you who are too young to know this, okay, but those of you that were around my age, you'll know this, okay? Cavaricis. You remember those? Cavarici pants. Remember those? Whoa. Can't touch this. No. Can't touch this. No. Yeah. We wore that shit like fucking crazy. Oh my God. They were so fucking expensive. They're like fucking $90 for a pair of pants. Yeah, try buying that when you're fucking 16 in 1990. Shit, man. And I look at them now, I was like, oh my God. We wore Cavaricis back then. Remember that shit? Oh my God. Yeah, it was Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. Let's get out of that area. Moving right along. Says the downside of being in your 20s is sexual inexperience, bad apartments, and bad fashion. Yes, absolutely. I already said that. Okay. So, are 20-something girls, are they threats or are they to be pitied? So that leads us to the thesis of this episode. It's called 20-something girls, friend or foe. That's the thesis. 20-something girls, friend or foe. Carrie takes Laurel, her acolyte, she calls her, to a book party. Okay, I guess there's an author who's getting a book published. They have a party. I guess that's the thing in the publishing world. And of course, Laurel's asking her all these questions, like giving her all these compliments. Oh my God, I worship you. I want to be just like you. Can you give me some advice? I want to write a memoir, but I think I'm only 25. Do you think as a 25-year-old, I should be writing a memoir about my life? And Carrie says, as long as it's not about incest, Prozac, and parties, then you should be okay. Anyways, the Laura's like, oh, let me go get you Cosmopolitan. I know you love Cosmopolitans. I read your book. I'm gonna go get you a Cosmopolitan. And she's like, okay, good job. So while Laurel goes to get the Cosmopolitan, Carrie meets this doctor named Bradley Migo. Okay, I guess he's a doctor or something. And he's there at the book signing party. He knows the author. They start flirting with each other a little bit. He's really, really flirting with her. He mentions that he's got a place in the Hamptons. He's going there. And she's like, oh, I'm going to the Hamptons too. I got a place out there too. Blah, blah, blah. So we should meet up at the Hamptons. Okay, we'll meet up on Sunday. Blah, blah. So that's going on. And then Laurel comes back with a drink. And they agree to meet over there. And Laurel's just like, oh my God, that guy's so hot. Oh my God, you got it going on, girl. You got it going on. You got it going on. Tone Loc. Yeah, he didn't just do Wild Thing. You didn't know that, did you? Okay, anyway, now you do. Okay, so she gives her all these compliments, and Carrie's just like, oh God, I feel old, but thank you for complimenting me. No jobs of any kind. I'll get you Cosmo. So that's going on there. Let's see. The ladies end up going to tanning. They go out to the sun. They go out to the beach. Okay, in the Hamptons, okay, and they're hanging out there. It's Carrie, Samantha, and Miranda. Meanwhile, Charlotte's with Greg playing in the water, okay? Like I said, they're all at the beach, and they're trying to tan. And, of course, they're talking shit like they always do, okay? Miranda, the 27-year-old, they say that Miranda, I guess Charlotte's not wearing any sunscreen, so Miranda says, like, you know what, since she's not wearing sunscreen, she's going to end up looking like a 27-year-old handbag. Talking shit about your friend. Oh my God, they all do that too. Last episode, Samantha talked shit about Charlotte too. All right, some friends, huh? Okay, so Bradley shows up there. He's there with his fucking hairy chest and shit. And he goes up there. And he starts talking to Carrie. And he introduces himself to the other women. To Samantha and Miranda, and they start calling him the looks good on paper guy. Okay, what is looks good on paper? Well, that means that's the guy that's like, he seems to have everything figured out. Like he's like a catch. He's got his finances figured out. He looks good. He's smart. He's well educated. He's got prospects coming. He's very responsible. And that's the kind of guy that women always end up dumping for. Some dude in a motorcycle with no checking account. Some hot guy in a motorcycle with no checking account. And that's true. That's fucking true, man. That's why I say it, man. For all you guys out there, quit trying to fucking be perfect, okay? I know that's what society tells you. You got to be rich. You got to be good looking. You got to have your finances together. You got to have shit coming in the future that's going to make you more valuable. You got to have, we got to be charming. You got to be all these fucking things, okay? Society tells men you got to be all these fucking things in order to get a good woman. Fuck all that shit. You just be who you want to be. Be yourself. If you love who you are, you got no problems. If you don't love who you are, fix yourself so that you do love who you are. Okay, not what society tells you to be. Okay, you can't be everything to everyone. Okay, you got to be what makes you happy. Okay, so this fucking look good on paper, don't do that. Don't try to look good on paper. Okay, you will not attract anybody that you want. Okay, you will not attract anyone you want, and anyone that you do attract, you will lose. Okay, you got to be who you are. Be yourself. Be what you want to be. Close your eyes, think about what it is you want to be, and work towards that. That's who you really are. That's who you really are. Okay? And if you're some guy who just fucking wants to live in his mom's basement playing video games, if that's who you really are, if that's really what you love, okay, then stay where you are. Okay? Because nothing you do in life is going to make you as happy as what you're doing. If that's what you're doing and you don't want to be there, then you already know in your heart what you need to do. Okay? Get a little bit of courage and do that. because that's who you really are. Okay? Do that. That's who you really are. Okay? Do what you love. Okay? I do this channel because I love it. I don't get paid for this. Okay? I do this show because I love doing this show. It's fun. I like watching these episodes again, just like I loved watching them the first time I watched them. Okay? This is my opportunity to tell you, the viewer, what I thought about these episodes. Okay? From my own point of view. You know, it's fun for me. I love doing this. I'm going to keep doing this, all right? I already said I'm going to do every episode. I'm going to do every episode, okay? This is who I really am. So I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. I'm going to do what I love to do because that's who I really am. That's the only way you're ever going to be happy in life. You see what I mean? It's the only way you're going to be happy in life. So be who you want to be. Don't be the guy on paper. Don't be the who looks good on paper, okay? Be who you want to be. All right. There you go. Got that out of the way. All right, so that's what they think about him. He looks good on paper. He tries to flirt with her. They get some private time later on. Where he's walking on the beach with Carrie, trying to flirt. She keeps shutting him down. Hey, you want to go do this? No, I can't. Okay, well, maybe we should go do this instead. Oh, I can't. Well, maybe we should go do, finally she relents. She says, okay, fine, I'll meet you at your place. Whatever, So they finally decided to hook up. Okay, but she's not really sure about him. She's not really, into him. You can tell she's not really into him. Okay, she's being nice and polite, but she's not really into him. Okay, she's not really attracted to him. Okay? So meanwhile, what do you call it? Charlotte comes over to the girls there, and like I said, Charlotte's acting like a 20-year-old now. She's saying things like "excellent" and giving high fives and shit. Oh, I love rum. Yeah, Long Island iced tea. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, like a 20-year-old. Yeah, I drank Long Island iced teas in my 20s too. Yeah. Okay, so that's going on. So the girls get back to the house. Samantha finds out that her former assistant, Nina, who calls herself Nina G now, is having a hoedown party in the Hamptons. Okay, and yes, she did swipe Samantha's Rolodex, and she used all those contacts to throw a party in the Hamptons. Okay, with basically all of Samantha's clients. Okay, now, Nina's only in her 20s. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing, okay? But she's hosting this big live event in the Hamptons, okay? So Samantha's fucking beyond pissed. She's like, oh my God. That fucking bitch stole my Rolodex, and now she's doing a party. This is the job that I wanted. And now she's doing it, So she's pissed off, and rightfully so. Meanwhile, Carrie is getting her nails done. I guess her assistant, Laurel, is painting her nails and talking, She's talking about how, she's a virgin. She's never had sex before. She doesn't want to be like the former generation, hence Carrie. These older women, all they do is have sex and they just throw their pussy around to every hot guy that walks by, and they've ruined it. Nobody dates anymore. Nobody wants to have meaningful relationships anymore. Nobody wants to wait to save themselves until marriage anymore. It's because the former generation, they just started fucking everybody, and now it's ruined it for my generation. Now we can't remain virgins until we're married anymore because the former generation fucked it all up. Wow. Sounds to me like you're talking about 2022. But no, she's actually talking about 1999 or 2000, whatever. So yeah, so Carrie's like, and why do you like my column so much? Anyway, then Charlotte busted. Oh my God, I got some little bug on me. I didn't know what it is. And Laura's like, that ain't a bug. Charlotte's got crabs. Oh shit! God damn it! God damn it! Not again! Ah! Yeah. So Charlotte's freaking out worse than I was right there. I've never had crabs for the record. Okay. But yeah. So she's got crabs. So now everyone's flipping out. I mean, they got to sanitize everything. They got to wash all the sheets. They got to wash all the furniture. So Carrie doesn't even want to stay at the house anymore. Like, get the fuck out of here. And of course, Charlotte's fucking screaming her ass off. She's running out of that house. She's going straight to the fucking doctor and then to the pharmacy to get some fucking shit. Because she's itching where she shouldn't. Okay? I wonder where she got those from. Oh, yeah. So anyway, so that's going on. Carrie decides to go see Bradley, the doctor, at his place because she's afraid to go back to the house now. Okay, so Carrie is with Bradley, and he's like, oh, really? So your friend got crabs. You don't want to go back to the house, and the first thing you thought about was me. Thanks, Anyway, so he's like, might have to spend the night here. She's like, okay, I'll spend the night, but just to sleep. There'll be no sex at all. Okay, so yeah, so they have like a platonic sleepover. And I'm like, yeah, it's stupid. Why are they sharing the same bed? Okay, they both got their clothes on. They're not going to have sex. They're not lovers. They've never even kissed each other, for Christ's sake. She's not even really attracted to him. So why didn't she just sleep on the couch and let him sleep on the bed? What the fuck? That's what I would have done. Or I would have said, okay, you can have my bed and I'll sleep on the couch, but I'm not going to sleep with you if we already established that we're not having sex. You know, it's not like I'm your fucking cousin or something, you know? So no, I'm not going to sleep with you. The only woman that's going to share a bed with me is someone that I'm, doing. Not some platonic friend. They can sleep on the couch. Or they can have my bed and I'll sleep on the couch. Jesus Christ, man, this is fucking stupid. Okay, so Patani said, yeah, so, and then Carrie says something like, who would have thought a case of the crabs would move a relationship forward? Yeah, right. Okay, so meanwhile, at the hoedown party, they all go to the hoedown party. Samantha's upset. She's pissed off because, she notices all these people here. These are people from her Rolodex and people that were not in her Rolodex. And then she sees Nina over there at the party talking to people, having a good time. So Nina's like, I'm going to go. I'm going to get something to drink, man. Someday I might have to ask Nina for a job. So she's pissed off. And rightfully so. If I was Samantha, I'd be pissed off too. This young girl clearly took advantage of her, and Samantha let it happen. By not being vigilant, she let it happen, So that's really fucked up. Okay, so but the funny thing about it is these cowboys are walking around with an hors d'oeuvre tray, and their hors d'oeuvres are beef jerky. Samantha just grabs some beef jerky and starts eating it. Hey, I don't know any women, okay, that have ever eaten beef jerky. Okay, I'm sure there's some of you out there that eat beef jerky. I've never met a woman to eat beef jerky in front of me. Okay, never. So I see a girl eat beef jerky. To me, that's a keeper right there. That's something you don't see every day. You know that shit that women say, I'm not like other girls? Yeah. Okay, the only thing I know for sure about other girls is whenever a woman says, I'm not like other girls, what she really means is she is like other girls. And you know why I know that? Because every fucking girl says that. Okay? But if I see a girl eating beef jerky, then I know she's not like other girls. I've never seen that. I've never seen a woman eat beef jerky until this episode. Okay, so that's going on. Samantha says, I might need to ask Nina for a job. Charlotte sees Greg talking to another girl at the party, so she confronts him. Hey, you gave me crabs. Do you realize you gave me crabs? And he's like, yo, you lied to me about your age. I saw your driver's license when you were buying the beer. You're not 27. Okay, you know what? I might have, you might have guessed I was 27 and I did not correct you. Okay, so I didn't really lie. You went along with something. Okay, but you gave me crabs. He's like, well, you lied to me about your age. I may have given you crabs, but you lied to me about your age. That's so much worse. Yes, it is. No. Oh, hey, it's funny. It's funny. It's funny how, when you're guilty of something, you try to turn it around. This was his best way of turning it around. Well, you lied to me. That's even worse. Hey, if I was in my 20s, that is something stupid that a 20-year-old would say. So, yeah, that was a good one. I like that. Not believable, but yeah. Nobody would believe that statement, but yeah, that is something a 20-something-year-old would say. Okay, so that's going on. Samantha talks to Nina. Okay, Nina doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. Everyone's complaining. People are showing up that aren't supposed to be there. Nothing where it's supposed to be. The people aren't acting the way they're supposed to. The people who are supposed to be in there aren't there. So Nina's fucking flipping out. She can't handle anything. She sees Samantha there. She begs Samantha for help. Okay, Samantha says, okay, everyone outside for the fireworks show. But so Samantha, like I said, Samantha's a leader. She takes charge of the situation. And then she does something nice. She introduces Greg. Greg to Nina. Oh, by the way, this is Greg. Greg, this is Nina. And they like each other. And he looks at her and he starts scratching his crotch when he looks at her and they walk away together. Hey, how you doing? Which is funny. It's funny. Okay, it's funny. All right. So they go out there. Meanwhile, Carrie's talking to her protege, Laurel, again. And Carrie's kind of starting to realize that, you know what, these 20-something girls are not a threat. They're there to be pitied. They need encouragement. The biggest threat to 20-something girls might be themselves. That's what she initially thinks. Then she talks to Laurel, and Laurel is copying Carrie. She's wearing her own name necklace, just like Carrie wears the Carrie necklace. Well, now Laurel's wearing a Laurel necklace that she copied from Carrie. Annoying, yes, but dangerous, no. That's what Carrie's starting to think about 20-something-year-old girls. Her youthful doppelganger that needs compassion. Okay, not ridicule. Okay, so she's walking through the party looking for her date, actually, looking for Bradley, and she runs into Big. Big is there with Natasha. Yes, Bridget Monahan. This is Natasha's first appearance on this show. Bridget Monahan herself. Yes, from Blue Bloods. Yes, her. She's there. She was also in Swingers. Remember that movie, Swingers, with Jon Favreau? She was the girl that Jon Favreau kept calling over and over again in that scene. Bridget Monahan. Yes, the beautiful Bridget Monahan. The woman with permanent case of resting bitch face. That's what I think. Anyway, she's there, and it turns out she's like 26 back then. Damn, she was young back then. Because you look at her now, she don't look 26. And Big's there with her, and they're talking. So Carrie's like, hey, you know what, Carrie? You broke up, all right? You and him broke up, so why the fuck are you pissed off? It's not like you've been fucking sitting around celibate waiting for him to come back, okay? You've been getting yours? Guess what? He's getting his too. So I don't understand why she's all fucking upset and hurt. Fuck you. I mean, I understand her being hurt that she sees him with another guy, but it's not like she hasn't been with other people, another girl, sorry. It's not like she hasn't been with other guys. She has. So what the fuck? Be a fucking adult. She's acting like a fucking little girl. Be a fucking adult. He's there. You're not with him anymore. He's there with another girl. Yes, she's younger than you. Yes, she's prettier than you. Okay? But like I said, he's that 0.001% with a high sexual market value. He can pull those kind of girls. Okay? So what kind of woman do you think he's going to end up with? Come on. All right. So Big's like, oh, Carrie, what are you doing here? He's like, I just got back from Paris last week. And like I said, he's with Natasha. And Natasha's like, oh, I've heard so much about you. And Carrie's like still in shock. She's like, he tells Carrie, he's like, hey, her family has a place here in the Hamptons, so we thought we'd hang out this weekend. Blah blah blah. And Carrie's like, well, who is she? He's like, he's a girl. She's just a girl that I met in Paris. She's like, I met her in Paris. The Paris deal fell through. So I got back last week. She works for Ralph Lauren. They have an office over there. And like I said, her family's got a place here in the Hamptons, so we thought we'd hang out here this weekend. And then he's like, hey, I plan on calling you. He didn't call her. I plan on calling you, And she's just like, well, I'm on date 2 with Bradley Migo. He's a good, looks good on paper type guy. He's around here somewhere. I got to go find him, so it's okay. How old is she? He's like, 26, 27. So that really hurts. She's like, okay. Okay, well, I guess I'll see you around. Okay, here or back in New York. Bye. And she leaves, and she's all upset. She runs out to the beach. The fireworks are going off. I guess it's 4th of July. She's by herself at the beach. She sees the fireworks. She's standing there in shock. The look on Big's face, like he feels guilty, like he probably should have called her when he got back in town. But, the fact he's got a hotter girlfriend now is the reason he didn't call her. That's what I would think. Like, he didn't want to call her because he didn't want to hurt her feelings, which makes sense, I mean, the relationship has ended. They never said they would get back together once he comes back from Paris. The relationship is over. He's seeing someone else now. And why would he want to throw that in her face? He wouldn't. He wouldn't do that. He's actually thinking about her. He had no idea that he was going to run into her at this party in the Hamptons, no less. This wasn't in New York. This wasn't walking around the street. Okay, this is in the Hamptons. All right. So Carrie's upset. She's throwing up. Luckily, Miranda's there to be a friend and support her, and she tells Miranda, "Oh, Big's here. He's with this new girl in her 20s." And then she says, that 20-something girls are fabulous until you see one with the man that broke your heart. Yep. Yeah, it sucks, but seriously, she probably should have gotten over Big by now. I mean, she's been seeing other people, okay? She should have gotten over him by now. She should be in a place right now where she can, at least in a healthy way, be civil to him without, but then again,